One missed shot. That's all it takes. One momentary lapse of security and the bad actors have the foothold they need. The good guys have to be right 100% of the time. We can't miss a shot. In basketball, a single miss changes the game. In cybersecurity, a single security breach can and most often will lead to devastating consequences. I'm Neville August, Solutions Engineer in Oklahoma Public Sector. And over the next 9 minutes, I'm going to tell you the compelling reasons why Cisco should be your strategic partner when it comes to the digital cybersecurity of your business. Let's start our conversation with a question for you. Over the past 3 years, how many security vendors have come at you with a security story? I'll bet your answer is a lot. How many security vendors do you use? How many do you consider strategic to your business? Let's start with the first of those three. How many security vendors are out there? Try 3,500 by some counts. Good luck figuring out which ones of those are necessary for your business to keep you safe. Every time a new threat emerged, there was a new company and a tool to address that threat. Spam? Proofpoint. Viruses? McAfee. Browser isolation? Island made a company for that. Over time, what happened is we created 3,500 companies. A 1-week proof of concept with each company will take you 70 years? Yeah, you can't go there. What happened is customers digested as much of this cybersecurity stack as they could, and a typical company will have around 50 security vendors in their operation. Pain is being felt. That's 50 different policy engines, all representing different places where you can have contention in policy. On top of that, there are 4 main compute centers in your environment today: Microsoft Azure, AWS, Google Cloud Platform, and your private data center. Each one of those 4 has its own security language. Take a look at this JSON file here. This is an identity and access management policy from an AWS instance. The content is unreadable to traditional network engineers. Now, take a look at the firewall policy on the other side. IP addresses? That content is unreadable to a DevOps engineer who details in policy objects. How can you possibly take your application that is hosted in AWS and move it to your private data center and keep security policy in place? Well, how does Cisco solve this problem? AI. There are 2 main types of AI: generative AI, like used with ChatGPT, and predictive AI. We do both. Cisco is the industry leader in using predictive AI for security. No one comes close with the depth of data we see combined with the sophistication of our models for understanding policy. We put a layer for security and networking as a service, and we call our AI model the Cisco Security Cloud. Its job is to persist policy as you steer all traffic between these clouds and security applications. The Cisco Security Cloud is a global cloud delivery service that is AI powered by predictive analytics. We provide a comprehensive view from the moment a user clicks on an email all the way through the entire chain until an application accesses data. And when we have that end-to-end platform view, we can stop attacks like ransomware far better than individual security point solutions. So let's dive further into the Cisco Security Cloud. It's made up of 3 suites: the User Protection Suite, the Cloud Protection Suite, and Breach Protection. User protection is simple. Authenticate and get to work. That's it. Behind the scenes, the Cisco security agent inside the User Protection Suite may be establishing a VPN tunnel for one app, maybe sending telemetry to StealthWatch Cloud for another app, or any other number of security steps that are dictated by the policy of the many running applications and the cloud provider. But the user doesn't know that. They don't care, and they don't need to care. We take care of that back end. For example, say you log into Salesforce. The policy on Salesforce requires 2-factor auth and you successfully log in. Since the policy on concurrent Workday is the same or lower controls as Salesforce, no user intervention for the authentication into those 2 apps is required. The User Protection Suite handles those authentications with the user unaware another authentication has even occurred. Why frustrate users when you don't have to? We only force the user to get involved when overall security policy forces it. Crucially, not when application policy just simply wants to. For example, I take my laptop down to a Starbucks and the network can tell that the network source has changed, then by policy, let's trigger a user reauth. The point is, hard things on the user like VPN, Zero Trust, MFA are handled by the User Protection Suite intelligently, only involving the end user when it makes sense, not just blindly sending everything to the user all the time, which just leads to user frustration and worse security outcomes anyways. In the Cloud Protection Suite, the second part of the Cisco Security Cloud, the same principles of Zero Trust that we think about between a user and an application applies app to app. So look at this marketing app that's running out on AWS. It'll reach back to a customer's database that's residing on-prem, and typically that's done by a direct connect. The problem here is that if there are any vulnerabilities in that application, you have now created a pathway for an attacker to move from the public cloud back into your private cloud. They gain access to the sensitive data that's in the private cloud. So customers need a least privilege model like they have for users. Where it gets hard to do this is that the applications that are built in a private cloud are all built around the notion of IP addresses in the form of identity. On the public cloud, it might be made up of microservices that don't speak IP addresses. That's why we've integrated our deep network understanding with the IP addresses into services that we see on the public cloud. And this is an offering we call the Cisco Multi-Cloud Defense. It's a translation layer that allows us to set up least privilege connections. So that marketing app can talk to the customer database and only to that customer database. The same principles that we had for least privilege access controls for user to application, we can now do application to application. And setting this policy, well, we are committed to being the leader in AI for security. We've been doing it for years, and we're investing in innovation. Here you see our AI assistant, which uses generative AI to help you make the best security policy for your business. The third and the final leg of the Cisco Security Cloud story is breach protection. When malware attempts to create a DNS record for a domain that was just registered yesterday and is not human readable, we understand malware can be at play. We see patterns emerge that help us identify attacks fast. This is a unique ability from Cisco XDR, Extended Detection and Response, tracking lateral movements across the network. The reason our security efficacy is high is that we process a lot of information. We look at more than 550 billion security events per day. We have a very deep bench of technical expertise with more than 500 people working in our Talos group for threat research. That's more people doing research with Cisco than those one-trick security companies have people in their whole company. So user protection, cloud protection, breach protection. 3 parts of the Cisco Security Cloud, all powered by AI to keep you safe. But remember, I asked a question earlier. How many security vendors should be strategic to your business? These are the fundamental foundation companies that your team organizes around. The best answer? Very few companies, 1, 2 maximum. Build on one solid foundation. There's so much to complement the Cisco Security Cloud. Take Secure Client, formerly known as AnyConnect. It's like a top player who adjusts their strategy based on the opponent and the locale. In Seattle, where you historically connect from, it's a smooth layup. In Brazil, where security threats may be higher, it's a forceful dunk. Now think bigger. You need both stars and a cohesive unit that works together. With Cisco switching and wireless platforms working in harmony with our suite of security tools, you have a formidable team that has the breadth to take your business to the championship, season after season. And let's not forget about Cisco's firewall solutions. Like a towering center player blocking shots, Cisco Firewall provides a robust barrier between your secure internal network from the outside world. The message is clear. Cisco is your ultimate team player in the game of cybersecurity, ensuring you're right 100% of the time. And remember, in this game, even a single miss can cost you everything. With Cisco, you won't have to worry about missing, because we don't miss. We can't afford to, and neither can you. So choose Cisco, because in the world of cybersecurity, every shot counts. Equip your organization with a partner that not only understands the game, but dominates it. Be a part of the winning team. Be a part of Cisco. Thank you very much.